Hi, it's Mick and Sandra here from Mudbrick Herb Cottage. It's a beautiful winter's morning today and we're going to have a wander around and show you what's going on in our winter garden, and it could be happening in your winter garden as well. Okay, where will we go first, Mick?
Well, you're going to the common, aren't you?
Yeah, you come with me.
Yeah. Why did we call it the common?
Well, I think it was because when we were in the UK and we went down to the park where John walks his dogs, and that was called the common, and there was all wild herbs growing there. Remember how pretty that was? And we came back and thought we'd do the same thing here. Yeah. Calendulas are looking pretty good. We planted these back in March and they're doing really well now. They love winter, and we probably need to start our harvest now because we've got a few flowers on them already. So every second day we should be picking those, and we'll use some fresh for salads and in rice dishes. They add a nice vibrant colour. And then we'll dry the rest so we can use them in our herb teas, tinctures, and especially in our infused oils because it makes a lovely, beautiful infused oil. Come down to the nettle now. We cut this back, would have been, what, late summer?
Yep.
And it's all come back really nicely, and now would be a really good time to harvest it, wouldn't it, before it comes into
just
flower?
Before it comes into flower, yep.
Yeah. So we'll just put some gloves on, cut some of this back and spread it out and dry it, and it's really good for nourishing herbal infusions, for putting in soups and stews. It's really a really nutritious herb. Okay, we'll head up to the kitchen garden, eh? Okay, look at this sandbung. Now, people are paying $10 for lettuce. If they only knew how well sandbung grew, and you can just use heaps of it in your salad bowl, cook it like spinach.
Or in stir fries.
In stir fries, yeah.
And it's really good for you.
And it grows profusely. This is growing so well here in this tank. Mick's just cut down some trees here so it gets a lot more sun now, so it'll really love it during the winter time. But it grows all year round. It's a plant that's always in the garden, so...
Easily eaten.
Yeah.
Fresh.
Mick likes it eaten it straight off, and it is nice straight from the garden. So the sweet basil's at the end of its life, but it was prolific here in summer, and we made lots of batches of pesto. We've probably got enough to make one more last batch before we say goodbye to it. Some of the seeds will all drop and shoot away again when the weather warms up a bit. So now is the best time to grow your Asian greens, and they're looking really quite good at the moment. They've come along really nicely since we've planted them. We've got some Mizuna there and some tatsoi, purple tatsoi. Oh, that's not even mustard streaks. Oh, there's the mustard streaks over there.
Next to the fennel.
Behind the fennel. And look at this giant red mustard. How's the colour on that now? Since we've had those really cold mornings, it's really got that nice red purple colour. And that one's really yummy because it's got a nice hot flavour in your salads. So lots of greens for your winter meals. White flowering borage is looking really good. I planted this one in May and it was a bit floppy and looked like it wasn't going to do too well with all that rain we've been having, but it's looking really good now, isn't it? It's a good herb to grow throughout the cold times of the month here in southeast Queensland, and you can use the flowers in salads and in drinks, and the young leaves are really nice in salads and they have a cucumbery flavour. So it's a great time to get your borage in the garden now.
How's the Ashitaba just coming into flower at the moment?
Yeah, it's looking good, isn't it?
They're all self-seeded. The last batch were actually over 2 metres high.
Yeah, they're a bit
So we tend to
taller.
leave them now so we can collect the seed when it's ready.
The leaves and stems can be used in smoothies and teas and for general health and well-being.
You tend to take the any of these leaves off at the bottom that are still nice and green and use them that way. You can make a tea out of the leaves, or you can use the stems, like Sandra said, in smoothies or...
In Japan, I think they also use those stems and leaves. They do them in a tempura.
All right.
Because it's a plant that comes from Japan. It's a lot easier to grow here than the normal Angelica, Archangelica. This one's Angelica Kiski Koizumi. So it's one
better
that
for the
comes
warmer
from there,
climates.
and it suits our climate better.
Yeah.
Comfrey next. It's looking really good. Even though it's getting colder, I think we should do another harvest, dig the roots up and use the leaf for our infused oil for the comfrey ointments.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea because soon the leaves will tend to get smaller and even die right back depending on how cold it does get this winter.
Such a healing herb. It's really good for renewing cells in your skin, so good for burns, good for broken bones. Yeah, comfrey's a great herb, but does slow down quite a bit in winter. So, oh look, the mushroom plant is doing really well.
It's starting to yellow off a bit because
Yeah.
of the winter, but still good.
Yeah.
It's from New Guinea originally, isn't it?
Yeah, so it does like the warmer weather, but it does grow right through winter, and it's looking good in this garden here because of all the rain we've had.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
it does like a fair bit of water, really. But it's another great herb to replace lettuce. Really
I like
nutritious.
Eating it fresh out of the garden too.
Yeah, it's great just to eat just fresh out of the garden, but it's great to fill your salad bowl with it. Can be used instead of spinach once again in your cooking or in stir fries, and another nutritious salad green for your garden. That's a perennial, so you've always got it.
Okay, what's next?
Turmeric. So turmeric, it's starting to look a bit tired, and we're getting some yellow leaves on it. So that's telling us that all the energy is going down into the root, and it's a good time to harvest and then dry or put it in the freezer for later use. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to dig out your whole plant. A lot of people think that turmeric is dead when it does this, and all the leaves go yellow, and they freak out and go, oh no, my plant's dead.
And the leaves will all disappear completely.
All the leaves will just die and go yellow. It is still alive, and so long as you don't let the area get too wet, you can leave your root in the ground, and that's what we've done here for years. So we usually just dig it straight from the garden when we want
I'll
it.
dig a little bit
but
now.
you can dig quite a bit up and do it, or you can just dig small amounts as you need. But just remember that you've got it planted there, because when it dies back, you might forget. So put a sign in it saying, turmeric here, I go to sleep in winter. And there's a few plants that do that. Things like echinacea. Echinacea is another one.
Oh, look at that, it's got good
Oh,
colour.
it looks good, yeah.
Yeah.
So echinacea also dies back to the root, and so all the aerials just die back. It looks like there's nothing alive there. And the chickens are happy, that's the rooster. They think there's worms coming.
I might let the chickens out, I think. Hello, girls. You want some grain too? Hello, we got a few eggs in here.
There's Sweet Annie there looking quite good. It's
Or sweet wormwood. Also
yes,
called sweet wormwood.
Yeah,
Yep.
or Chinese wormwood. Artemisia annua.
It's an annual plant, so it will die back, but this is, there'll be loads of seeds on that,
Yeah.
and they'll reseed themselves.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. A little look at our garden, our winter garden. I hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any questions, let us know, and we'll see you next time.